Where in the Folk is not and should not be viewed as a news source. Any names, places, or likenesses mentioned are purely fictional, and any information discussed is purely speculative. Guest opinions are their own and do not reflect those of anyone else. Where in the Folk is not responsible for content accuracy of any stories that are told or what people do with these stories. This show is vulgar, sometimes graphic, and due to its content, it should not be viewed by anyone actually.
Welcome to another episode of Where in the Folk. I hope everybody's had a great week. Thank you for joining Tolly Morgana and myself. I have a unspoken prayer request for my puppy. I usually don't do that, but if anybody prays for little doggies, go ahead and do that for mine. Or keep her in your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She's not doing very well at the moment. But we'll go ahead and get started. And how do you guys want to get started on the Friday Feel Good? Or
It's a good one.
I'm gonna let Morgana take it.
I seen this and I actually watched this episode this morning whenever I first got up before I took the dogs out and stuff.
I plan to watch it this weekend, and I normally do not watch this show, but it's killing me. So anyway, there's a little bit of controversy going around about the 27th season premiere of South Park. And right on the heels of the creators having a $1.5 billion deal. So
What's up, Crystal?
The
Hey, Landa.
premiere, titled Sermon on the Mount, aired on July 23rd, so 2 days ago, on Comedy Central after nearly a 2.5-year hiatus. The episode delivers sharp satire targeting the president and Paramount Global, Comedy Central's parent company. It depicts the president suing South Park's residents for $5 billion after they protest Jesus Christ's presence in their school, weaving in themes of government censorship, the death of wokeness, and religion in public schools. The episode includes a provocative scene of the president in bed with Satan, using a cutout of his real face as an animated body, and a deep fake style segment mocking his anatomy. It also references Paramount's $16 million settlement with the president over a 60-minute interview and the cancellation of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, critiquing corporate responses to political pressure. The premiere aligned with a $1.5 billion 5-year deal between Paramount and South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone. It was announced hours before the episode aired. Signed through their company, Park County and South Park Digital Studios, the deal secures 50 new episodes for Comedy Central and exclusive U.S. streaming rights for all 26 prior seasons and new episodes on Paramount Plus, shifting from HBO Max. Negotiations complicated by Paramount's merger with Skydance Media delayed the premiere by 2 weeks. Parker and Stone, who criticized the merger as a shit show, used the episode to jab at Paramount, leveraging their new deal's financial stability to push boundaries. This bold content could complicate the merger's approval by administration's FCC. Yeah, go ahead.
Those two guys, though, I feel like they've been trying to get South Park canceled for years now. Like, I feel like they're over it because they released the Book of Mormon, which was a Broadway show and stuff, and I think they just kind of wanted to move to plays. And now they're just trying anything they can do to make South Park just go away.
And they have always pushed, and like I said, I'm not a fan. I just, I've never been a big fan of it, but they've always pushed boundaries.
Yeah.
And touched on things that other people didn't or wouldn't.
I'll be interested to see how it changes after this merger, because I feel like for any TV show, $1.5 billion is an excessive amount of money.
Yeah.
That just seemed weird.
Much they've made off of this series over the last 26 seasons.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not deserved, but I just hope that it's not like a pay to play, like to target certain people or whatever.
And here's the thing. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I on the other hand, am a South Park fan. Like, that's my safe show. You know what I mean? That's my comfort show. When I'm feeling down, I put on South Park. I've been watching it since it came out. They've always pushed boundaries and things like that. This one wasn't as funny as like other ones have been. They they have hit or miss, but they definitely were trying to do something with this one. I don't know what it was. It's strange.
Well, and I feel like we've discussed this probably ad nauseum over time. The fact that at this point, anybody that's standing up to censorship is amazing to me, because every day it seems like another person is going down or is getting shut down for having an opinion, and we've always had the right to free speech in this country.
Yeah.
Whether I like the speech or not, I mean, we have it.
Well, that's always our thing, right? Is
Mhm.
care what you say, you have the freedom to say whatever, but
That's right. But there could be consequences to what you do say.
exactly.
But it's always been, though, that the government would not interfere. As long as you weren't making a threat or anything like that, that the government, because that's what I tell people when they say, oh, First Amendment. No. The First Amendment says that the government cannot, stop you from speaking as long as you're not making threats and that kind of stuff. That doesn't mean you're not going to be judged and you're not going to have consequences from your peers or your employer and things like that. It's that the government will stay out of it.
100%.
Yep. So,
100%.
but anyway, we'll see what happens, because I have a feeling, the way that some of the other things are going. I also heard that there was another night show, E! Entertainment or something like that, got canceled this week too, after a couple dozen years.
I stay so out of it anymore. Like the Colbert thing, I heard that it got canceled, but I had no idea why.
Yeah.
So it's weird that a president can do that. Which other ones have done similar things,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Because once you become a public figure, I feel like you're open for like scrutiny from anywhere.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if put on your big boy panties.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it. If you are in a position of power, you are opening yourself up to criticism.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the job description.
There's a few stories today that I want to bounce around on and make sure we hit the stuff that's in our title today. But this one really was blowing my mind when I was reading about it. So private equity is now trying to access your 401k. So private equity has pretty much bought everything at this point. Like any publicly traded company, you can go look up the top shareholders. We talk about this. You can put in blah, blah, blah company top shareholders, and you're going to see usually 3 or 4 of the same names in the top 3 to 5 shareholders every single time. And they've bought up so much stuff in the United States and globally, they're running out of stuff to buy. And the only way that people who are invested into those companies can make money is if they continue to purchase stuff. And that's why this is important, because recent developments show a push to allow them to make investments into 401k retirement plans, driven by industry lobbying and policy shifts. Reports indicated that the president is preparing to sign an executive order directing the Department of Labor and SEC to issue guidance facilitating the inclusion of private assets such as private equity, venture capital, and hedge funds in 401k plans. This follows a 2020 policy under the previous administration that permitted such investments in target date funds, a move later reversed by that same administration, but now likely to be reinstated. Now, the reason that's important is because the power of these lobby money, the power of overall lobby money, because they almost pushed the last people to do it. And now I'm sure they're pushing everybody all around the table to do this, because it's the only way that the rich can keep getting richer. But it's major firms like BlackRock and Empower. And I'll throw this out here in a minute, a little nugget while we're not mentioning like the big V, which you may already know, but they're planning a 2026 target date, allocating 5 to 20% to private investments, and Empower offering similar options in 2025 targeting the $12 trillion 401k market, traditionally limited to public stocks and bonds. And why would it be limited to public stocks and bonds? Because it's
guaranteed.
secure investment for your retirement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the reason the big V isn't involved in this is because it's the corporate circle jerk that we talked about with the investment firms to begin with. Vanguard is one of the biggest holders of 401k assets. There's a good likelihood that if you were to pull up your 401k, if you're employed in the United States, your 401k is probably dictated by Vanguard or a subsidiary. So you've got Vanguard, who is also a private equity and one of the biggest 401k holders, getting liquid assets from one of their top 3 shareholders, which is BlackRock. And they reinvest that money into BlackRock because they're one of the top 3 shareholders of BlackRock. So it is this endless circular reference that will keep going on until they run out of money or run out of things to buy. They're never going to run out of money. They're going to run out of things to buy. And it's getting that way. Like, it's getting close. It was a bubble that was about to pop. And now they've just gotten extra, $12 trillion to start buying up.
Yeah, I just within the last month decided to go look at my 401k because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I've got like 50% aggressive and 50% safe, and I think it's like 42% of my 50% of aggressive is BlackRock.
Yeah.
Yep. And
that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but I'm like, okay, knock on wood, I've never lost money, but I want them to leave it the hell alone too.
Well,
and when you think about this, they're reaching a wall that if they were to ever reach, it's zero. Like it's monopoly money. It's Faguzzi at that point. It means nothing.
Yeah.
And the people who are going to be impacted by that are these next generations, because 12 trillion will only get you so far.
Yeah.
The next generations, the next couple generations, they're going to hit that monopoly money got you moment where their 401ks in retirement are going to be nothing. Like, it's just going to be fake because it's not backed by any real tangible instruments.
Yeah. I mean, that's always the fear with it. Like, I don't know. And you can't, don't feel bad if your 401k holder is BlackRock. There's really 2 or 3 options. There's not really going, but it sounds like we're getting ready to get another option, which is these little companies here. I don't know.
One of the companies is BlackRock.
Oh, is it still BlackRock?
Yeah, one of the companies is BlackRock.
Yeah. That's true. Every company BlackRock.
I don't know why. I really wasn't surprised to find out how much was being invested, but it still just, hurts my heart a little bit.
Yeah.
It still blows my mind. People in the corporate world, your everyday person still doesn't know this stuff. And I would encourage you, if you work for a company that's publicly traded, please go to Google and just put top 3 shareholders in my company. Now, if there's a company that owns your company, go look up the top 3 shareholders of that company. And there's an extremely high likelihood that one of these equity firms is steering the overall culture of your company. It's happening all over the world. Anything that they want.
I've not found one publicly traded company that isn't the shareholders isn't BlackRock, Vanguard so far.
Sometimes you'll see a difference in the third slot, like it'll be State Street or Goldman Sachs, but not often.
But who owns Goldman Sachs?
Exactly. Well, they all own each other. That's the whole point here. Is like we're going to spin in frisbee style until money means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It is strange. It's strange how that works. Like, I really wish I would have went to school or something to learn that, to get into that line of business, so I'd be extremely wealthy right now.
or you'd be in prison.
I'd be in
Yeah.
prison for like 3 years, coming out to like $5 billion. I think I could live
That's
with
right.
Yeah.
it.
Or blackmailed, or who knows?
Playing tennis in prison,
Yeah.
I could
Yeah,
live-
the prison country club.
What do y'all want to cover next?
Did you put in here all the deaths that's happened this week?
No, I didn't,
Uh,
but you can mention them if you want to.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo Huxtable, passed away. I think he was trying to save his daughter from a riptide or something.
mhm.
Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, and I thought, well, there's the three, but then Chuck Mangione. Chuck Mangione went. That's so crazy that because Jamal Warner passed, Malcolm Jamal Warner passed on Sunday. Ozzy was on Tuesday,
Tuesday, I think.
and the Hulk and Chuck, I think, was yesterday, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's so strange.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
For Ozzy and the Hulk, it took all of 20 minutes for conspiracies to start coming out.
well, the one about Ozzy Osbourne that I'm seeing right now is that he was assisted suicide. But I don't think it was. But there was like talks from Sharon a long time ago where they had a pact for that.
Hey, Stephen.
Yeah, and I had heard that was the plan, but I also read that they worked on him for a couple of hours trying to resuscitate him. So it's kind of, maybe they had it
Counterintuitive.
planned and just hadn't done it yet, and
Yeah.
but because they did go to Switzerland right after that last concert and
Yeah.
everything, which is a country where they allow assisted.
Well, I
and
sent you
everything.
all one of the videos about the conspiracy on all of that, like from his last show and stuff.
Mhm.
Which it's a little new, so I'm not going to get into that.
Do you know, my daughter posted this morning, and I ended up reposting it, the last post that Malcolm Jamal Warner posted before he went on vacation, which ended up being the last he ever posted anyway. And he was just riding along and everything, and he's like, it doesn't matter how bad it is, if you think you can find a reason to smile. But if you can't, try to be the reason someone else smiles. And it
Yeah.
was just the most uplifting, just awesome post. And I'm like, what a legacy to leave, is something that positive.
Yeah, he was the youngest by far, and
Mhm.
that one was really sad. Like that, the other three, I'm pretty sure, just natural causes, but his was tragic for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's so sad. Like I said, yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely been a rough week all the way around. So I think we didn't we talk about the Amazon thing last week?
Yeah, yes, we did. Ignore
Okay.
that one.
Just making sure. I mean, because I thought we did, but I didn't know if we did offline or if we actually did. The Idaho student killer got sentenced to 4 life terms this week.
Yeah, hit that one. I wish I had a video of her speech, because I think one of the survivors laid him to waste in court. It was crazy.
Yep. Well, day before yesterday, Brian Koberger, former criminology PhD student, was sentenced to 4 consecutive life terms without parole for the brutal stabbing of 4 University of Idaho students: Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Zaina Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin in their off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho on November the 13th of 2022. The sentence, handed down by Judge Stephen Hippler at the Ada County Courthouse in Boise, also included a 10-year sentence for burglary and $270,000 in fines and restitution. Koberger, who pleaded guilty on July the 2nd as part of a plea deal to avoid the death penalty, declined to speak at the sentencing, leaving the motive for the killings unresolved. The plea deal, which waived his right to appeal, followed nearly 7 weeks of investigation after the murders, with key evidence including DNA on a knife sheath, cell phone data, and surveillance footage of a white Hyundai Elantra linked to Koberger. The sentencing hearing was marked by emotional victim impact statements from the families and surviving roommates Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk, who described profound grief, fear, and loss. Christy Goncalves, Kaylee's mother, expressed disappointment that Koberger avoided execution, while Madison Mogan's stepfather, Scott Laramie, spoke of an endless void left by her death. The case, which shocked the small college town, saw no clear connection between Koberger and the victims, and the murder weapon was never recovered. Moscow police released investigative documents post-sentencing revealing gruesome details, including Zana Karnotle's 50-plus stab wounds, many defensive, and Koberger's suspicious behavior such as excessive hand-washing in jail. The lack of a stated motive continues to haunt the victims' families and the community. And
Yeah.
I don't feel like that could have just been a murder. I mean, a robbery gone wrong, not excessive violence.
No, I think there's something really wrong with him because he was also, like you said, he was going to school for that, like criminology.
Yep.
Maybe he thought he could get away with it.
Maybe so, you know. And there was a show years ago now, but it was Sandra Bullock and what's his name that played Ken in the Barbie movie? Ryan
Gosling.
Yes. Called oh crap, what was the name of that damn movie? I can't remember the name of it now, but I will remember it. But anyway, he and this other student decide, and they're from totally different walks of life. One is the rich kid, you know, whose father gives him everything. The other is a loner that you would expect to be a serial killer. And they decide to commit the perfect murder. And they almost got by with it. I mean, you know, but it's like I said, because that's what they were studying. And the teacher had said something about, you know, the perfect murder and everything, and had paired them up. And the two of them decided that they were smart enough that they could do it. You know, so maybe it's something as senseless as that.
Yeah, that's true. That is just nuts. I feel bad for for
Murder by
everybody
numbers
involved.
Yes.
or
Wait,
right.
No.
Yeah,
I think that's right.
Or was it might have been all good things too, because I remember watching something like that with Ryan Gosling, but it's been forever ago.
Yeah. No, it was Murder by Numbers. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got another Epstein rip this week. I'm not going to read all this. I'm just going to hit the highlights.
Okay.
But if you're out there, dead horse, we're beating you again today. So another Epstein lawyer passed away this week. It was Roy Black, who's a prominent defense attorney, not just in the Epstein case, but he's had a lot of clients like Justin Bieber, Helio Castronovas, Rush Limbaugh, William Kennedy. William Kennedy Smith, he actually successfully defended him in a highly publicized 1991 rape trial. So he had a lot of high profile cases. He passed away. He was old, but people were like, you already know it's hot on Epstein right now. Especially since this week, a U.S. district judge rejected the motion to unseal transcripts from the trial.
Was that from the 2008 trial where all of his people got by?
This was, I think, conducted in 2005 and 2007.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
So they said without some sort of new trial, they're not opening those transcripts. On top of that, the DOJ all of a sudden is very interested in Ghislaine Maxwell, and they are now talking about meeting with her. They announced that this week they've reached out to Ghislaine, who's serving a 20-year sentence, only 20 years for a sex trafficking enterprise. And they're going to arrange a meeting. And I guess they're going to say,
they got to figure out where she's.
Well, so there's more to this that happened even today that I don't have in here, but they apparently asked the president like 2 hours ago whether he would pardon her. And his only response was, I have the power to do that. And on top of that, there's a new subpoena This week, the House Oversight Committee voted to subpoena Bill and Hillary Clinton over this, over all the meetings and stuff, which is we saw it when we did our Epstein show. They got tons of pictures, and Epstein had that picture of Bill in that dress on hanging up in his house. He also had a picture of George Bush, so I subpoena him too. Subpoena all of them.
That's it, and put them on a lie detector.
Yes,
with a psychic sitting there, and let's just see what we get, because I think anybody that was involved should be sitting in prison right now.
It'd be all of our politicians. All
fine.
of our politicians would be gone.
Yep,
half
of our celebrities would be gone too, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
because anybody who will hurt a kid, an old person, or a dog deserves to die.
There's a funny detail about this. So somebody somewhere has started leaking new connections to the president. So like a letter came out, and he sued the Wall Street Journal and blah blah blah. So it obviously isn't his opposition that's leaking this, because they would have totally used it in the election. Like that would have been a showstopper, curtains closed, game over, election killer. They would have totally used it.
Oh yeah.
So the thought here is that who is the leaker? Look who's been coming to the United States and having meetings with him. And he initially said that he wasn't interested in war. And then he's all of a sudden bombing countries on people's behalf.
Yeah.
So I think that they are just showing a little bit of their stopping power to be like, you need to straighten the F up and start doing what we're saying.
Yeah.
I think Crystal made a good point. That she thinks that Giselle's probably already pardoned. I honestly, it's not far from. Yeah,
is that somebody on Love Island?
Ghislaine or whatever her name is. But like, I don't know. Like, it's very strange because I haven't seen anything where she's actually in prison. You know what I mean? Like,
just stories.
But you never saw them escort her into the prison or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, when your dad's the Robert Maxwell,
and it's strange that they took so long to be able to find her at her house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff about that.
There's a lot of stuff all around. Like, they've thrown everything they can this week. They released more Martin Luther King documents.
Oh yeah.
Like, we've got the documents. We've got the documents.
Did you see what his daughter's response was?
No.
Martin Luther King's daughter?
No.
Yeah, they released, hundreds of thousands of documents. Probably not that many, but a lot of documents. And she goes, "Awesome! Now release the Epstein files."
Good on her. Good on her.
Yep. Exactly.
That's exactly.
It's proved you have the ability to release documents that have been held secret. So, you can't say, "Oh, I can't release those because I don't have the power." Yeah, you do. But like I said, there are so many people involved that if that's the reason I think they're all kind of hanging back and nobody's making a serious push from either side, because like I say, when one card falls out, the whole damn house is going to fall.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I've always had deep thoughts and hopes that, like I said, if I couldn't have my dying, dude to get a conscience,
Landa,
and let it all out.
Landa, if anybody has the freedom to say whatever they want to, it's you. Say whatever you want to.
Absolutely, we are good with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I was really hoping that one of our old friends like Anonymous would come back active and say, "Here you go."
There's been no heroes this time.
No. And isn't that amazing?
Well, look what happened to the last hero. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. Crystal, you're exactly right. Like I said, this isn't a one party thing or a one person thing.
Yep.
It's everybody.
It's
like
corruption of the elites, corruption of people who have the most money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like say, it's like you had made the comment before too, though, is even somebody that wasn't involved, all they had to do is be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and they're there. Even if they were perfectly innocent, walked in and said, "Oh hell no, I'm not having any part of this." One picture,
Yeah.
Yes.
one witness.
All they got to do is
all
send in somebody and take a picture real quick.
That's right. Yep.
And it don't even got to be like super nefarious. It could just be as easy as like sending in a naked woman, like a stripper, and taking pictures and being like, "We're going to send this to your wife if you don't cooperate."
Exactly. Who was it? David Letterman one time got a threat from somebody if he didn't pay $2 million that they were gonna tell his secrets, and he sent him a fake check and then on air confessed everything he'd done.
Well, I don't remember the president that was, but there's a president of one country that they had filmed him in a sex tape, and they were blackmailing him with the sex tape. He asked for a copy of it. He's like, "I don't care." I think it's like Venezuela or something. I can't remember. It's been a while back. I mean, if you lean into your debaucheries, I mean, people's going to believe you when you say, "Well, I didn't do that, but I did do this." You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. Okay, you know, if you're going to do something, fine, but fucking own it.
Yep.
You know, I mean, if you cannot own it, that means you knew damn well you shouldn't have done it.
Yep.
So.
Man,
You know, I'm an angel, but I realize not everyone is.
I've done some shit in my life, but
I got a video. If I can get, I'm gonna have to restart the computer before the next show because it is dragging today.
Yeah.
I feel weird without my little dog in here. My big dog came in here for a second though. Yeah.
So you remember the really funny, like slowed down video of the Epstein thing that we watched? I've got a follow-up video that guy made, and it is absolutely hilarious. Let me share here.
Ooh wee.
Yeah, sexy behind me.
Big sexy.
Our 300 listeners said thanks, Mo.
All right.
Here go the files you wanted. Here, Epstein. No, Martin Luther King Jr. Y'all wanted files so bad, here goes some files. And read all about his dream. What was really going on in the marches? Marching, moving across the state. Human walking in the street. Human trafficking. Come on. I know y'all hear me. He was just as corrupt, if not more corrupt, than what Epstein was. Y'all care about the kids. No, we need to talk about the black community. Not that. I'm getting a little beside myself. Just read what's in the file. We let y'all in Area 51. Will y'all stop asking us about the Epstein file? We've been having aliens working for us since Roswell. Now we got to go arrest Obama. Since y'all don't want to listen, no.
Who is that?
He keeps making these videos. His name is Rayon. It's RAE. Let me get back. RAEON. Artez, Artez, and
Thank you. I got to go follow him.
every day he's been posting more of these, and they get funnier and funnier. And he goes live on TikTok too and answers people's questions. But he seems like just a hilarious dude.
Okay,
Read all about his dreams. He said, "Read all about his dreams."
Small political moment, and it's not. It's hilarious. Okay, you know the president posted an AI video of Obama yesterday.
No.
Did he?
Yes, getting arrested. So Obama's response was, you know, I'm not all techie and stuff, but I did find this video of him actually getting arrested last year and just threw up.
Well, see, that just makes me. It reminds you of the WWE.
Uh-huh.
It really does.
Because
Yeah.
nobody ever gets arrested, but they're just like talking shit to each other on the internet.
Oh yeah.
And then when they're at somebody's funeral, him and Obama's is tied as thieves, like laughing and joking, and everything's hilarious.
Okay. My favorite thing though is watching GW with Michelle Obama. He's got the biggest damn crush on her. I mean, he's giggling like a little boy at everybody's funeral, sitting next to that woman.
World's funniest war criminal.
Uh-huh.
You fool me once, can't fool me again.
Well, I mean, going back to South Park, they even have it's older. It's when McCain was running against Obama. They have an episode where they show them basically working together, but in this one they're trying to steal like the Hope Diamond or something. And I really think that plays into what's actually the truth. They all just work together.
That's right.
I mean, there's at this point, there's
like the wrestlers backstage playing cards together.
Yeah, it's just like you think about the wrestling champion. Like they figure out who's going to be the champion way ahead of time, and all the fights to get there, and everybody always comes back from the dead, comes back from getting beat up, and it's the same concept. There's no actual consequences to any of their actions, any of them.
Yep.
And a lot of times that drips down to their children. Like a lot of their children are troubled.
Yes.
Mr. What did I see this week? I saw, and I have no context for this. I guess, what's his name? Joe's son.
Oh, yeah, Hunter. Yeah.
So he did a 3-hour interview this week, and people are cropping a TikTok. And I'm sure it's on YouTube or wherever you watch videos. Probably not Facebook yet. It'll be on Facebook in 5 months.
Yeah,
but it's him talking about the steps to make crack cocaine. And he's like, it's actually really easy to make. You just sodium bicarbonate, you know.
My favorite one is crack cocaine is actually the cleaner of the cocaine because you cook out all the impurities. I'm like,
but yeah, you know what? Run him for president.
Yeah, why not?
At least he's being himself.
Yeah. But there you go. I mean, all his skeletons are laid out on the floor for the most part. You know.
Yeah, hookers, drugs. You know.
Right.
At least he's real, like a real tangible human being.
Well, here's the thing, you know, drug addicts, you know, when they finally do hit that final milestone and become completely clean, never to do drugs again, end up being very good people for the most part.
Yeah.
Like everyone now, like people that I know that's been sober for like 15 or 20 years are some of the best people I've ever met in my life. But before that, they were train wrecks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I agree, Crystal. It's like uncanny valley sometimes.
It really is, yeah.
But I think that's it. Well, we got to do if you still have it pulled up, hit the AI missiles thing real quick.
Yeah, let's cover that. So AI missiles, researchers at the Technical University of Denmark, DTU, and the Scripps Research Institute have developed an AI platform that designs proteins dubbed molecular missiles to enhance T cells in targeting and destroying cancer cells. Ooh. This platform creates protein mini binders that bind peptides-MHC, PMHC, molecules on cancer cell surfaces, redirecting T cells to attack tumors with precision. By focusing on specific cancer targets like the NY-ESO-1 found in various cancers, the AI can produce these proteins in 4 to 6 weeks, a significant improvement over traditional methods that take many, many years. The resulting impact IMPAC-T, that totally put here, cells armed with these mini binders have shown effectiveness in laboratory experiments, successfully killing cancer cells while sparing healthy ones. That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
A key feature of this AI platform is the virtual safety check, which screens many binders against PMHC molecules on healthy cells to minimize harmful side effects before lab testing. The platform's ability to design binders for novel cancer targets, such as those in metastatic melanoma, highlights the potential for personalized immunotherapy. The process mirrors CAR-T cell therapy, CART therapy, which patients' immune cells are extracted, modified with AI-designed proteins, and reintroduced to target cancer cells. While promising, the method is still in the early stages. With clinical trials, experts 5 years offering help for faster, safer, and more effective cancer treatments.
Hear me out. Hear me out here. Put that same energy that we had for COVID into one of the biggest killers in history.
Yeah.
Put that same energy where everybody's scrambling, going crazy. Put that same energy into the development of an actual cure to cancer.
Yeah, and that's
disease. Let's cure obesity and all the chemicals. We need people running around screaming about that.
Mhm.
The governor should be updating people every day about this cancer cure that's out there.
Yeah, but big pharma.
Yes. I like Landis. So I tried to say the way you said molecular. You said molecular.
Yeah.
And she said mail clear. And I think mail clear sounds. I think that's what we're going to go with from now on.
And the truth is, we hear about promising cancer researches all the time. Over the last 30 years, they've figured out how they're going to kill this one. They never go anywhere, and that's because they get caught up by big pharma, and they're just pushed back under the table. Like, no, we're still making quite a bit of money off this.
Yeah. Where's that same energy? Let's shut down everything to cure cancer.
Yeah.
I would stay at home for 2 weeks to cure cancer.
Yeah. I'd stay at home for 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. If you could guarantee, if y'all will wear your masks, wash your hands, and stay inside for the next year, we will have a cure for cancer. I think 97% of people would stay on board for that.
As long as there was an asterisk that said if it wasn't cured, that everybody who made us do that gets like publicly
flogged,
hung by their toe for a day.
Yeah. Or you can throw tomatoes at them for a day.
Or that, or hey, they get to be the guinea pigs for the next round.
Yeah,
even better.
All
right.
All right, y'all.
Weird Awakenings is happening in 10 minutes at the Weird Realities Network on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You can catch us every Friday at 7 p.m. right where you're watching us right now or listening. And audio platform is caught up. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, for me, I was only 10 weeks behind.
What?
And we have some big news coming soon, hopefully. It looks like we're going to get our first affiliate, and it's one that we can stand behind pretty strong, honestly, because it's a very important cause. So hopefully we'll have some more information on that here very soon. Do you guys have anything? What's Weird Awakenings about tonight?
What happened to all the bells? Sound theory.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a great one. That's going to be a banger of an episode.
We tried it once before, and we didn't get where we needed to. No, ma'am, you do not have to behave. You do whatever you want to do, Landa.
Yep, exactly.
All right, y'all.
Well, thank you all for watching us, because we are watching you.
Peace. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to have to kill Rumble right now. My computer's acting crazy.
Do you want me to end the stream?
I got it.